How you guys doing?
Go ahead with questions for Boogie.
Yes, sir.
What was this week like for you guys, just trying to bounce back from the Michigan game?
This week, all in all, was very attentive to detail. I will say that our details was a big thing that Coach Lake harped on. Coach BG as well. This week was full of a lot of preparation. I would say we over-preparated. We made sure that we didn't miss any stone, unturned. We wanted to make sure we knew what we were going up against and executed properly. Yes, sir.
Rookie, what did that feel like during and then also in the locker room when you have 2 weeks of frustrating results like that to be able to perform, I think, the way that you hope to? Just what did that feel like to finally get that done?
As a team, we know who we are. We know who we are. The first 2 weeks, that was adverse situations. And this team is really full of guys that are tough, really tough guys who know how to deal with adversity. So really gelling together and allowing nothing to separate us, that's what was a thing that our guys really, Ryan Bowman said to us as a defense. And we really harped on that, staying together. So, yes, sir.
We haven't spoken to you since you've been here, so I just would like to ask why you chose Washington.
Washington, I mean, why not? Coach Lake, he's a great guy, great resume. Coach Will Harris, great guy, great resume. And I just look forward to the opportunity to keep elevating my game. I wanted to keep growing, and I felt like Washington was the best place for it.
Obviously, you have played on some pretty big stages before at Oklahoma for some talented teams. As you got here and went through camp and everything, what does this roster feel like to you, talent-wise? But what do you see compared to where you played before?
Talent is talent. Football players are football players, regardless of where I've been all around the country, high school and college, But football is football. Talent is talent. Guys who are tough and committed to their craft is all around the country. So I don't want to compare anything of that nature, but talent is talent, work ethic is work ethic, standard is standard. And I feel as if we have a standard here, just as the University of Oklahoma has a standard there. Yes, sir.
Standard for the nickel position has been as kind of the quarterback of the defense. Just kind of how do you feel you fit as a quarterback of a defense, and especially today you had a sack. PBU, just talk about how you fit specifically.
It's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility, but when you put the hours in, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. So anybody that plays the nickel position at the University of Washington, you have to put real hours in. Your preparation, your film study, your communication, a lot of things run through you. So you really can't have any errors. There's no room for really errors or anything. You're still human. You're going to make mistakes, but it's limited, I would say. You have to be on your stuff. Yes, sir.
What was the game plan that made you guys so successful today against their passing? What was your game plan that made you so successful against their passing attack?
Really, use your feet, use your eyes, see what you see, and make a play on the ball, period. It's going to be rain a little bit, but catch the ball. That's what we preach to our guys. That's what I was kind of vocalizing, wrapping up, making sure we got a body part and got our guys to the ground and catch the ball. Yes, sir. That was the game plan.
You mentioned the toughness of this team, the talent of this team. Obviously, after a tough start like that, do you feel like this team is capable of making a run in the Pac-12?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think every goal that we've made in the preseason before this season is still in front of us. I think that this group is coming together by the day. I think that we're growing as men. I think that we're growing as football players. So I'm very excited for this future. And with this team and every goal that we still have in front of us is still in front of us.
Some people will say a win's a win. Doesn't matter what the margin of victory is. But given what happened this first 2 weeks, does any part of you feel like you had to come out and win big and show fans that, hey, we can blow teams out? We're not what we were those first two games.
I wouldn't say we were leaning towards that specifically, but our brand of football is dominant anyways. So what you saw today was execution on dominance level. So that's what I'm gonna just leave it there. Yes, sir.
Pretty big personality. You're gregarious, high energy. When you got here, did you come in with that energy or wait a little bit to kind of find your space?
To be completely honest with you, sir, I'm a person that I have to earn my right to speak. I'm not a person that's gonna come in here and act as if I know things more than this defense, more than this team. So to be fully honest with you, sir, my first week, 2 weeks here, I didn't want to say too much. I wanted to find my role on this team and rise to the occasion. Younger guys, they would come ask me questions of things, and I would have one-on-one talks. But as far as over speaking and things of that nature, no, sir. I had to grow into that role.
How would you describe your,
A couple of losses, you being a veteran guy, did you say anything to this team? Because it was a shock losing to Montana.
Of course, you have to stay together, regardless. Things happen, life happens, but stay together. Period. This team stayed together. This team proves week after week, day after day in practice that we know how to stay together, regardless of outside noise, regardless of anything internal that's trying to wheeze anything out of us. But this group stays together, and I love that.
you mentioned your role, like not trying to step into that too quickly. How would you describe your role now?
Now it's about results. You got to show up. 44 has to show up. And if he's not showing up, then he doesn't deserve to talk like that. Period. I have to make sure I do what I'm saying I'm doing. The results have to be there first.
You came in with 4 in the spring, and now you switched to 44
Yes,
as a
sir.
tradition. What's the backstory? Because it seems like that's a special number to you from every spot that you've
My
had.
story or the University of Washington?
44 for you.
For
What does
me?
that mean? Because you've worn that everywhere.
Yes. Number 44 for me is really a continuing on of the legacy of my brother, Brendon. He passed away in 1995, 4 years before I was born, and our birthdays are 4 days apart, so 44. And if you ever see the picture of my brother, he looks just like me. Our mannerisms are the same. We kind of talk the same. Our mentality is the same. So I kind of feel like I am my brother in a sense. I feel like I live as him, and that's 44 for me. Yes, sir. Yes,
Going
sir.
back to the team win unity, how important or how satisfying was it to see later on in the game for the other guys that got in that didn't start to actually continue the commitment and score late?
Yes, yes. I like that you caught that. I mean, everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. Even if you're a backup guy on this team, you could be a starter. Everybody on this team produces at the starting level. There's a standard that we set out on this defense as a whole and in the DB room to be really specific, but every guy that's suited up that could go into that game is ready to play to that level.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. I'd like to follow up for Dylan.